Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Pits of Metal Chaos. This is your host, Dave. I got online special guest, Chris, guitarist from Faith or Fear. How you doing, Chris?
I'm doing just fine, Dave. Thanks. How are you?
Good. So you've been in this band since the beginning.
Yeah. One of the original members since 1985 when we started the whole thing.
Hi, Chris.
I played the guitar, sang backups, and 1985 we started it.
Now, who actually decided to put this band together back then?
I got together with right now he's the bass player, and he's also an original member, but he was originally, back then, the rhythm guitar player. Unfortunately, him and I put the band together, both as guitar players, and then went around and found who we needed: bass, vocals, drummers, and drummer. However, about 10 years ago, the original bass player died while we were playing a show. He had a heart attack right on stage. And Bob switched. After that, Bob switched from guitar, and it was just made it a lot simpler. He just decided he wanted to play bass. And he already knew all the material from playing it for years and years. So our other original member right now, Bob, the bass player, was originally the rhythm guitar player since '85.
Now you guys took a hiatus for a while, right?
Yeah, we did around 1991, I want to say, and I don't think we did anything for about 12 years. We did one reunion show in 2003, then we stopped again, so for about 5 more years, and then in 2008. We finally got back together. And at that time, we had the original bass player was still alive, and we had our original singer also. So almost the entire original band.
So in 2008, what made you guys decide to get this back going again?
Just, I guess on the side for fun, everybody was just, playing cover music bands just to have fun with it. And then after just doing that for a year, even maybe if that, we just all realized, man, this isn't the way. We're used to writing our own material, and we just want to get back at it, and we're glad we did. So we just made a few phone calls, and everybody was, yeah, sure. And that's it. We never really stopped since then.
And you guys recorded Titanium.
Yeah, Titanium, that's the last recording, and that was 6 years ago. That was 2012. And we are currently right now, we're about to head in to the studio to start working on new material. We actually have new material ready to go. We didn't want to wait for like a full album length. We have about 4 songs that are completed from beginning to end that we're very, very happy with and excited about. And we realize we can get going on those 4 songs and still kind of, as we're doing that, we can still proceed and get through the additional songs as we go along.
Now,
so the good news is for us, we're excited about it. It's definitely motivating for us to now have some new music that we think everyone will like. If you know the Faith or Fear, library of music, it'll be right up that alley. Everybody should be pleased with. Trying to go back a little bit more old school, which I think will please a good deal of people.
Back like the Punishment area.
Yeah, exactly. Some ideas like that. We had little one or two minute little quick posts within the past year, off and on, from stuff we're working on as we're working on it. And even right there, so many comments like, "Man, that just sounds so like the original Faith or Fear from the late '80s." So, but we kind of wanted to go back there anyway. We wanted to go back that way. We did a couple shows in South America over the past 2-3 years, festivals, Lima. We also went down to Santiago, Chile. And I don't know, just being with those fans and the people down there, and it just really did that. They really helped motivate us to kind of maybe let's go back a little, you know, little more into our past and try to get more of that real thrashy stuff going on. Not that we don't think Titanium is thrash, but every band, when you go to a next album, sometimes you want to experiment a little bit, or you want to. It's all still heavy, but it's. I think this new batch of recordings will clearly take us back to our roots.
Now you guys are looking to put out a full length or EP?
Actually looking for full length. However, if we at least get started with 4 or 5 songs, that could always be an EP. I personally like EPs better. They're quicker and easier to listen to, and it's usually the best 4 or 5 tunes people just want to release, bands want to release at that moment. But like I said, we're already there with that amount of material, so that's good. If it needed to be an EP, we can do that. However, the goal is since we're really moving in a good direction and being creative right now, I don't think we need to stop there. As we're recording these 4, we'll quickly get to 7. The ideas are all there. We just now have to kind of form them and just rehearse enough to get another 3 songs going. But either or, if we're lucky, maybe a whole CD. But we needed to get something recorded. We know that Combat Records is now back in business after a very long period of time where they just weren't a label anymore. It got bought by Century Media, and then Century Media, I believe, sold it to
David Ellison.
Sony. I'm not sure. What's that?
David Ellison runs.
Sony, Sony I know had it because we were trying to get information on some of the original punishment area numbers, like units sold and all that from the late 80s. And the lawyers kept ending up at Sony Records. So I know somehow Sony ended up with the name Combat. But I think, as you were just about to say, we found out late in 2017, Dave Ellison from Megadeth, I guess his company, was able to work something out, and now they have the label.
Yeah.
So, and part of what we read on the website is they're looking for some of the more original, thrash bands. Well, that would be perfectly right up our alley because Punishment Area was released and we toured, and we were with Combat for about 2 years. So, and on the Ultimate Revenge with all the other Combat bands like Dark Angel and Death and Forbidden, Raven. And I see now that they are grabbing those bands back up. So we're waiting today or tomorrow, where I even checked my email. We ran into some people over the weekend that are able to give us really important contact information. You don't want to just send it out anywhere. You never know who you're sending it to. And here there's a couple people who have contact with the new Combat Records, and they're like, no, we're gonna send you names and contact information where you're going to get directly to those people. And there's no guarantees for anything, but they may not know that we're still around and doing something. So this will be a good opportunity for us to let them know, yeah, we're still here, and hey, we're one of your original Combat bands from the late 80s. And again, another reason to maybe have some music if they are interested. Maybe, I'm guessing the first question will be, you guys got anything we can listen to? It would be great to send them 2 songs, and if they really like that and said, do you have any more, and we'll have another 2, and then from there, then we can kind of decide what is their thinking. Do they want to do anything? We'll try other labels too. We really hadn't. That wasn't our objective for the last few years, but again, now that we're going to be releasing new material, why not? Why not try it? We're not going to gain anything if we don't try anyway. So maybe we get a head start because they see, hey, wow, that's one of our bands from, back in the 80s. So maybe that'll give us a little bit of a head start over a band that maybe had not been on Combat Records.
Yeah, one of our local Illinois bands, Wrath, on Combat. They got signed to Combat.
Yeah, Wrath. In fact, it's a guy who's very good friends with Wrath that I met this weekend in Philadelphia at a thrash concert on Saturday night. That's one of the guys that he's going to, in fact, he Facebook messaged me yesterday that he didn't forget. It's through, I guess, through the guys in Wrath that he is going to get information where I'm not just sending it to who knows where. There's no, I can tell you, the guys from Wrath will know exactly who you should ask for, who you should deal with. So, I'm talking about a friend of mine, Christian Demese, really good guy from South America, but he lives up here in, I think it's Pennsylvania or New York, I'm not sure.
Oh,
but he's at all the big thrash shows.
You saw him at the Blood Feast show?
Yeah, that's exactly where I saw him. In fact, Faith or Fear was supposed to play that concert, and we had to decline. We unfortunately found out in January that our drummer has a torn rotator cuff in his shoulder. So, Milwaukee Metal Fest being the only exception next month, and even for that show, his doctor's going to be giving him some, I guess, a steroid injection so he can get through that weekend. We have had to kind of decline about 5 or 6 shows since January, and we're not going to be able to take anything on probably till June. So anything in that 5-6 month span, again with the exception of Milwaukee next month, we need to take it easy till he's either healed. They're not going to do surgery finally. They thought for sure they would. And instead, they're going to try attraction therapy, which I think will be better. Sometimes surgery is not the answer, and in some cases, it makes people worse. But he's okay. When he gets like a shot, you'd never know. You'd never know the difference. So, like I said, rehearsals are a little bit easier for him. It's not like we're out there, and he's really abusing his shoulder. So it kind of worked out. Gave us some time to work on these recordings, which worked out very well in terms of time, and at the same time, he'll be able to get better once we're done the Milwaukee show. He'll follow his therapy and whatever he's got to do. But so nonetheless, we went to the Blood Feast show in Philadelphia on Saturday, and great show. We love that band. We played with them before. We'll be playing with them in Milwaukee too, but all the guys in each band are friends with all the guys in the other band, and it is a really great friendship and a great time. When we play together, we just have a blast. And,
your buddies in Anvil Bitch are on that show too, right?
Absolutely. There's some other guy. Anvil Bitch, man, they have a lot to do there. I don't know that there would be a Faith or Fear if there was first not an Anvil Bitch. I was trying to explain that to the guys in Blood Feast on Saturday. They weren't too familiar with Anvil Bitch, but I had a chance to kind of talk with them, explain to them, hey, they actually were a thrash band before we were, and we went to go see them play real early '85, and after about 2-3 concerts, we're looking at each other going, man, we really have to do this. We have to play thrash music like these guys. And so that was fantastic. That's all their original members got to play. So a real good night. Wonderful because I got to see 2 bands that we're closely associated with. And same thing with Anvil Bitch. You could not find better groups of friends than our band, their band. Real good night. Real good night. Both bands killed it.
Did you get a chance to see Corners of Sanctuary?
At the very end, we got there a little bit late, but I did get to see half of their set, and I even told the guitar player later, as I saw him walking around, that I really enjoyed what they were doing. And singer was fantastic as well.
Awesome. Those are my friends.
So, they were good.
I love Corner Sanctuary.
You may not remember me, but I remember the guitar player there. I just saw him walking by. I'm like, were you in that first band? Like,
I love Mick Michaels. I love Corner Sanctuary. They're awesome guys. My name is in their album on the CD.
Oh, okay.
My name is in their CD.
I'm very interested in hearing more of that because, again, I was very, very impressed with that. And again, the guy's voice really stood out. A very good singer.
Yeah, Frankie Cross.
Frankie Cruff. Okay. Yeah. Again, what a shame. Had we not had our medical issues right now, we were actually the band that had been chosen to play that show, and that was rescheduled from. We were going to be with Blood Feast at the end of December. That was scheduled. Bill had not had his issues with his shoulder yet. That show got canceled because the owner of the club was killed in a car accident 3 days before the show.
Oh shit!
Yeah, it was tough. Right? Yeah, and then when next thing you know, the promoter, the guy who puts on those shows at that club, calls everyone, Facebooked everybody, said, "Guys, you're not going to believe what happened this morning. He was in an accident and killed." And next thing you know, 3 days later, they just sent out a big email said the Blood Feast Faith and Fear show is canceled because of. Look, that's understandable. What are they going to do now? They have to figure out what they're going to do. Are they going to keep the club going? I'm sure the family, had to be making decisions. There were funeral arrangements. So, but the show from this past Saturday, that was the replacement because we decided we would just move it to when things calmed down. And then, unfortunately, in January, Bill got diagnosed with the torn rotator cuff in his shoulder. So
that sucks.
But we let them know way ahead of time. Yeah, what are you going to do? But listen, we'll play there again. We played with Blood Feast before. We're playing with them again. The guy at the club told me, look, as soon as his shoulder is healed, you just call. His name is Mikey Primadonna, actually. And I even got a message from him today saying it was good to see you at the club. When Faith and Fear is ready, you just say the word. So the Tusk is a great place, too. It's split. The bar is called the Woolly Mammoth. The bottom floor is the Woolly Mammoth, but then if you go upstairs, there's a whole second bar and second floor and second stage, and that's just called the Tusk. And that's really becoming a great, great place. Real cool, intimate, typically old, right on South Street in Philly. I mean, that's the street when you go on the weekend. You want to go to Philly and go hang out. South Street's it. And it's just right there, right on the street when you're looking out the windows. It's all the crowds are out in the street.
Wait, we got a place in Chicago called Reggie's. Oh my God, that place is kick ass.
Reggie's? Okay.
Reggie's, yeah. That place is kick ass. Blood Feast play there.
Okay, no kidding. How about that?
The stage is badass.
Speaking of Chicago, Dave and I were talking when we set this interview up.
Yeah, it's in Chicago, in downtown.
I have a question then. Is the exit still there? Is it still a club?
Is it still there?
No, it's actually in a different area now.
Okay. So they still call it the exit, but it's not at the physical location it was before. I got you.
Okay. Metro's still there.
What's the name?
The Metro?
Oh, the Metro, okay.
Yeah, that place.
How about that?
That place is big, man. I remember who did we see there, Dave? Dave, we've seen so many bands there. We've seen Ice Dirt there. We've been House Bulls. We've been everywhere in Chicago.
How about that? Yeah, speaking of Ice Dirt, they're playing like in Philly.
Yeah.
Either just did or they're about to. It's like right this week or something.
When are they playing this week, Dave?
Chicago Thursday.
Oh,
yeah, Chicago's great, man.
Yeah, they're playing Chicago
we
Thursday.
Liked it when we were there before, and then I got to go out with a friend of mine in 2008 or 9. I got to go out there just for like a long weekend.
Yeah, we're going, right?
Oh my God, what a great city!
Yeah, we're gonna be seeing Ice Dirt on Thursday.
And what's happening Thursday?
We're going to see Ice Dirt on Thursday.
Oh, Ice Dirt's on Thursday. Yeah. I'm sorry. When Dave, I can hear pretty good. When you talk,
I'm right
like
here.
There's a little delay before I actually hear your voice. So
I'm sitting right here.
If I ask you to repeat something or I tell you I didn't hear it,
it's okay.
I'm just giving you a reason why that's happening.
I understand.
You're not difficult to understand. It's just there's a little delay in your voice. I don't know why it's not happening with Dave's, but so anyway, just so you know.
It's awesome. We're talking to Faith and Fury. Faith and Fury?
Yeah, that's cool, man. Thank you. This is great to be able to do an interview. And we have a history of being out there. Now, are you guys? You're in Chicago, right?
Oh, we're on the outskirts of Chicago.
Or are you in Milwaukee?
We're like towards Wisconsin. We're on the border of
Illinois
and Wisconsin.
Hey, not bad. Then you can either. And now it's not too. What's like 2 hours between Milwaukee and Chicago, I think.
It's like Faith or Fear. It's like 2 hours between Milwaukee and Chicago, yeah. And from Milwaukee to Chicago, it's like an hour and a half actually drive. But for us, Milwaukee's 45 minutes from us. Chicago's an hour and 30.
Oh, okay.
And
it's a little easier for you to hit Milwaukee for a show.
Yeah, that's why I prefer Wisconsin always. So yeah, I got the DVD, Combat Tour Live, The Ultimate Revenge, Venom Slayer Exodus.
Yeah, Ultimate Revenge too.
Yeah, it's got both of them on the DVD. 1 and 2 are on there.
Your band's
cool.
on here.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you again. You were cutting out.
I said your band is on this DVD.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, if it's got Ultimate Revenge too, it should be because we were one of only 5 bands to do the Ultimate Revenge too.
Yeah.
So.
Raven, Dark Angel, Death, Faith or Fear, and Forbidden.
Forbidden, yeah.
Yeah. Fucking Forbidden
yeah,
broke
cool.
up,
Yeah,
man.
that's from when that's our beginning, you know.
Oh yeah, I'm thrash metal. That's all I like, thrash metal.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I'm all about thrash.
My whole life.
Thrash to death, baby.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. That's why we're back at it. We realized something was missing. When am I going to go bowling? When am I going to go fishing? Those are all great things, but for me, I realized your hobby, your thing, your spirit, your soul, you just have to get back on that guitar and play.
Yeah.
And do that. Don't not cover music or anything like that. I just needed to really get Faith or Fear. We had already made a name for ourselves. We already knew we could write music. What's the point if you're going to get back together after all that time? Get up where you left off.
So Chris, when
did you
start playing guitar?
When did I start? What's that?
When did you start playing guitar?
I started playing guitar when I was 15, so that was 1980 or 81. I started playing.
I was a baby then.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, don't remind me.
I was 1 year old.
It's just when I got to tell people when I started, they figure quickly, oh, that guy, I know how old he is. So, we're all late 40s, early 50s.
Yeah, I know how old you are. You don't need to tell me.
Okay, very good. But but being back in the band just keeps everybody young. It's that when we rehearse, it's just that 1 or 2 times during the week when you can just let it all go. It doesn't matter what happened at work. It doesn't matter what happened in your family. You just go down there. We play music, and your mind is just on that, and it's just always a lot of fun.
A question. I wonder how Guns N' Roses and Rolling Stones feel on stage when they play. Do they feel old or do they feel like teenagers?
Yeah.
And Aerosmith.
No, you'd have to ask them, but I'm sure they wouldn't still be doing it if they at least didn't feel it in their hearts. Hey, I could do this, and at some point, you're going to get old. Unfortunately, I heard lately, Glenn Tipton now, he's reaching an age, and there's something where you can't remember or something's going on, and now he's been having to do a lot less shows. I don't know the whole story, but somebody briefly mentioned that to me not too long ago.
Yeah.
So, in some cases, when you get older, you can't help it. There's some people that just can't continue. Thankfully, for a lot of bands, if you're okay and you're healthy and you can do it, well then you go do it because that's what's in your heart.
I can't wait to see you guys on Saturday. I'll be wearing my black vest. It's a Slayer vest, but there's a lot of other bands on it, a lot of other thrash bands patches. Now, if you guys have a patch, I'll put it on my vest.
Okay, I don't believe we have any patches right now, but
no?
we have other stuff. We'll figure something out.
You got pins?
I don't know. We have a guy that does our merchandising. So we may have some stickers left. We may have, I think we have a few wristbands left. Definitely some shirts. The shirt, ironically, we have a black shirt and a white shirt now that we have for sale when we do shows. We took the original black shirt, was the original old school logo, our very first T-shirt we ever made in 1989 that we would bring and sell at shows. So we have that now that's been completely redone perfectly the way it used to be.
Okay.
And the white one is a recreation of the Punishment Area tour that we did with Sepultura in '89 when we came through with them. Yeah, in 1989. So,
That's cool.
yeah, people will recognize, some people are going to go, whoa, that's almost, the same image. It actually is. It's the same image. We found all the original drawings in color, and then somebody was able to vectorize, clean it up, get it all good, and boom, now next thing you know, they've resold a lot of them because people are like, I never thought I would see those images or those designs or those shirts again. So another example of how when you go back to the old school, it's generally not a bad idea.
So let me ask you. Well, tell me about that song CDS.
CDS means controlled deadly substance.
What? Okay.
It's an actual word I think the police use if somebody got caught with CDS.
Ah.
Back in the day, CDS was anything, whether it was acid or cocaine or whatever. That was I guess the term was they would just say CDS, controlled deadly substance. So if you look at the lyrics right away now, you go, oh, okay, that makes sense.
Cool.
That's what we wrote the song about.
Yeah, your 4 songs for Punishment Era. What would you expect? CDS and The Bomb is on this DVD.
Time Bomb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Time Bomb. Yeah.
We're playing all those. We're going to play all those in Milwaukee.
Are you guys coming out with any new material?
We are, but we're not going to play it. Even though we could play it now, we're not going to do that because unfortunately, we want to number one kind of keep everything together and close to the vest until we're ready to release it. What happens sometimes is people come and they record it. Next thing you know, we see our stuff. Hey, we're not ready to put that out yet, and now it's going over to all these different websites. It's like, wow, we didn't know that would happen. But plus, truthfully, I know Randy Kastner really wanted us to come back, and people know us because of, if they know us at all, it's because of the whole original Combat Days and Punishment Area.
Uh-huh.
We were on Metal Blade briefly. We did a track called Dehumanized on Metal Massacre.
Yeah, I saw.
One of them.
I saw
Metal
that.
Blade, Metal Massacre. So we're going to do that tune. We're going to play things that people who already know who we are, that they would want to hear anyway, because sometimes I go to a concert and I'm going to go see so and so. They play 2 songs that I was kind of hoping I was going to hear. Not that I don't like the new ones, but I'm not as familiar. I haven't had enough time to really let them sink in yet.
Yeah.
And so this show, we're gonna do like 45, 50-minute set of a lot of Punishment Area, the Metal Blade song. So that's the plan. And the new stuff, it'll come. Like I said, we're ready. In fact, as soon as we get back from Milwaukee, we've already contacted a studio. We're going to go in. They didn't want to do it now because they're like, well, look, you guys are getting ready for Milwaukee. Why go through all this setting up? All it's going to do is you're going to lose your focus. And right now, truthfully, we got 3 weeks to go. We're punching out the set list all the time so that when we get up in Milwaukee, we're doing it right and everybody's happy.
So do you guys still practice?
I caught the last word, practice.
So do you guys still practice? Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we have to. Twice a week at least.
Well, that's cool.
Twice a week at least. And that's even with everybody having jobs and everything like that. We've worked it out now where we can do about two days a week. And sometimes it's the weekend. We practice, today's Monday. Yeah, we practiced yesterday at noon. Sometimes we just end up doing it on Sunday because everybody's available. But again, with everybody working full time, everybody's got kids too. We all have 3 kids. Each of us have 3 kids. So,
nice.
It's fine. You find a way. You find a way to make it work, and that way you're happy in every way. You're happy because you have your family. You're happy because you have a job, and you're happy because you still get to play your music with your buddies.
Huh?
So are any of your kids musically inclined?
Yeah, definitely. My son plays piano quite a bit, actually. And what little I was trying to show him on bass and guitar, he picked it up very quickly, but he gravitates always back towards piano and keyboards.
Yeah, guitar and piano is like the same thing.
And hey, that's how Eddie Van Halen started. Nobody realizes that. Before he picked up a guitar, he was playing piano.
So what are your kids thinking about the music that you make?
They like it only because sometimes it kind of hits them where a friend of theirs, even though it's a younger generation, will say, "Oh, hey, your dad was one of these men." They kind of don't care because they live with me and I'm their dad. So, it's like sometimes they see the posters around the house. I got posters of the Ultimate Revenge hanging on the wall, and pictures with me with other people that were known back then. But to them, it's a little difficult. They're so much younger. But occasionally, yeah, they'll come back and go, "Oh, one of my friends was on YouTube, and oh my God, you were in this band, and in the late 1980s." And it's like, "Oh yeah, just trying to tell you," but I don't want to force it on them. Look, I'm your dad. I understand that's how they really look at me.
Let them figure it out. Oh my God, I'm so cool. I have a cool dad. Oh my God.
Yeah. Well, again, I'll let them. That's their thing.
Let it come to them.
I'm guessing they might even, kind of know that I did something somewhat important, back then. But again, I'm not here to shove it down their throat. It's just
you did do something important.
I'm just here to be their dad.
You changed the world with your music. You did do something important.
I was one of many. We all changed the world back then with thrash, but
yes.
we were just one of many, many building blocks.
Your
there
name's
were bigger building blocks than us, as you know.
Yeah, your name's gonna go down in history.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah. That's in some of these CDs we have released over the last 20 years. We try to get in there and put a real comprehensive history of what the band has done. The tour with Sepultura, Combat, Ultimate Revenge. We do try, and the different members that have come in and why and what happened. And so, we just, I couldn't be happier that back then we formed a band, and man, next thing you know, I don't even know we were trying that hard, and there was like, hey, some label, Combat Records, wants to talk to you guys. They're going to send some people up to watch your concert. Okay, great. And next thing you know, we're on Combat Records.
Imagine,
cool.
like, 60, 70, 80 years from now, your great-great-grandkids are going to be asking your kids questions that your kids will be like, yeah, that was my father, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, hey, we'll see.
Wow.
It's just like my dad. My dad was fought in a war, and he was a paratrooper in the Marines. And now that I kind of never cared when I was a kid, but now that I'm older, I want to know more about that. And then my kids too. My kids always are asking him.
What
he
war?
was a lieutenant.
What war did he fight in?
My father's from France. He was a French Marine Corps paratrooper, and he fought in the 1950s. France had a war with Algeria in North Africa.
Yeah.
And my dad was in that war. He was a lieutenant in charge of a platoon.
Nice.
And he has tons of pictures. He's got a big binder with all these black and white. They didn't have they had color, but not very many people had color back then. So he's got all these. It's just amazing. And just to think when I was younger and I was a kid, okay, that's just my dad. I don't care what he did before or whatever. And then you get older and you realize, hey man, that was pretty tough stuff and very interesting. And thankfully he got through everything. But he has a lot of interesting stories.
He's still alive?
I'm sure he would. Oh yeah. He's in his mid-80s.
Nice.
Yeah, he's still doing pretty good too.
Good.
And so yeah, it's cool. And I'm just trying to give you an example. So maybe one day, yeah, my kids it'll be the same way when they have kids. They'll be, hey, we heard,
Yeah, my father was
a band and touring and going here and playing on a video and so yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah, my
They
father.
do great. If they don't, oh well.
Yeah, my father went to the '91 war.
Oh, 91. Okay, yeah. Okay, I got you in Iraq.
Yeah, the Desert Storm, whatever it's called. The one with Bush.
Yeah, the person.
Asshole. Bush.
Yep.
He started war for no reason. I don't know why. He wanted oil.
Is your dad still? He's still with us? He's still around?
Yeah. He has PTSD. He's still here.
Good. Okay.
Yeah, my dad's still here. He's only in his 60s.
Yeah, it's a different generation. Yeah, my dad. The Algerian War. Yeah, that was in the 50s, and so there's going to be a whole generation between probably my dad and your dad.
Yeah, my dad was born in 53 or 54. I think.
Yeah. What's interesting is we're talking about this, but because we were on Combat Records, I guess it's okay for us to we can talk in the interview about stuff like that because just ironic that Faith of Fear was on Combat Records.
Yeah, and then you think about the word combat, you think about war right away. Then you think about the music.
Exactly.
Then you think about your song. What's it called? Time Bomb.
Yeah. Time Bomb. That is about the Middle East and all the unrest that was happening even when we were kids in the 1980s. A girl that worked for our management company in Philadelphia in the late 1980s, she died. She was on the airplane that crashed in Lockerbie, Scotland that was blown up.
Are you?
So,
wow.
No joke. There was a girl that worked in that office, and one day we came in and we're like, hey, did you hear? I'm not sure. Heather, I forget her name. It was so long ago. And I just couldn't believe it. And yeah, somebody went to go visit family or something, and she was on that plane.
That's
so that, at the very, I don't know what version or CD you have, not on the Ultimate Revenge, it won't be on that because that's live. On the recorded record of Punishment Area, the song Time Bomb, at the beginning, before the song starts, there's radio. Somebody's trying to tune into a radio station, and it's real. We actually recorded in 1988 off the radio if you listen closely, the lady in the background is talking about the bombing in Lockerbie, Scotland, and then it just, all of a sudden we start the song. But that is an actual recording from 1988 that we did at the time, found it on the radio, recorded it real quick, and then they ended up using that at the very beginning of before we play Time Bomb.
Yeah, that's on my vinyl.
Yeah, right. That would be on the vinyl. You would hear that, like somebody tuning the radio in, and if you listen real closely, it says something about so many killed in Lockerbie, Scotland, as the wreckage hit the ground, and then bang, the song starts.
Yeah,
but underneath all that noise, if you listen closely, that's what the lady's saying.
And
so yeah, that Time Bomb was definitely influenced by that.
Yeah, I remember. I heard that, but unfortunately, that vinyl's not here at the moment. It's in the storage. I need to get it out of storage, and storage is kind of I have problems with storage.
I know. And, hey, vinyl's coming back though. You might get it out of storage after all because people are just getting back into it.
No. I have vinyls, but see, I have half the vinyls here at home. Half the vinyls are in storage.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
That's how many. Okay. I got a shit ton of vinyls.
Right.
Maybe like 1,000 of them.
Yeah, me too.
Maybe like 1,000.
Yeah, me too. And Bob, our original guitar player who's playing bass right now, same with him. Him and I, that's all we had when we were starting out.
Yeah.
Then by the mid-'80s, the CDs started getting big, but yeah, both of us have tons and tons of vinyl records.
And a couple months ago, like last fall, there's this record store by my house. They were selling this vinyl player. You hook it up to your laptop. You don't need a plug for it. You just hook it up to your laptop, and it plays vinyls. So, I just bought that.
That's great.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah. Sounds cool.
Yeah, it is pretty cool. Hook up 45s, vinyls. What else? 33s. Look up all types of.
Okay. Real quick, I already know Dave because Dave and I kind of went back and forth a few weeks ago, setting this up. What is your first name?
Tanya. I'm his wife.
Tanya?
Yeah.
Tanya. Okay, got it.
Tanya.
Yeah, he said you were gonna. It was your podcast or something, so I knew it would be the both of you, at least. But I had never gotten your name.
I owned it. Well, I started.
Okay, very good. That's cool.
I started this podcast 6 years ago.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good for you. Yeah, it's a good thing to do. Good hobby. It helps keep the Bash community and things going.
Yeah, this is just a hobby, you know. We interview all types of people. All types of bands, authors, everybody.
You gotta bear with me here. I was tethered to my wall because I had to charge my phone so it wouldn't die. But now we've been talking for a little bit, so it's charged up pretty good, so I can move away. I was sitting in a chair near the wall, just because I didn't want to unplug the phone. I needed it charged, so we're good now. Though I can move around a little bit.
It's okay.
So so that's cool, man. We're really excited about coming to to the Milwaukee Metal Fest, and it's very cool of Randy Kastner to have invited us. I can't wait to see him too. He certainly seems like a super cool guy.
He is cool. Have you ever met Randy Kastner?
I have not, but Randy and I have obviously talked quite a bit on the phone so that we could coordinate and finally get Faith or Fear out there. I think it's been over a year I've been talking back and forth with Randy, so we know each other that way, but we've never met each other face to face. So that's why I'm saying it'll be cool to finally really meet him.
You said you remember Chris Anda because the photos backstage and
yeah, I do because we wrote it. Somebody had written it, I think, on the back of one of my original pictures. Somebody gave me from him, and it said Chris Anda, Chicago. So I just remembered that name. I never forgot it.
And Dave was at that show, but that show I was like 8 to 10 years old that year.
Yeah, that was Sepultura's first U.S. tour that you got to tour with them too.
Yeah, I know. We had a choice between the management company said we got 2 tours we hooked up for you guys, and the other one was going to be Testament. We could have toured with Testament at the time. We were going to open up for them on their U.S. tour, and for whatever reason, the management company and Combat, finally, we all just decided we'll just go ahead and do Sepultura.
What's your website that people can find you on?
Not many people realize that we were also in the running for to do the open for Testament.
Christopher, what's the website that people can find you on?
faithorfear.com. Period. You type that in, it's going to bring you to a website, and it's got really tons of cool old pictures too of Faith or Fear, like backstage with Sepultura and us kind of drinking beer together and live pics, and a lot of old pictures on there too, which is really cool. So, but yeah, faithorfear.com, and that takes you to our official website. And I think on there, I just looked at it the other day, it does say upcoming events, and the guy posted April 21st, Milwaukee Metal Festival.
Yep, Saturday, April 21st.
So people will know that.
Garibaldi's, right?
Exactly.
Exactly. Yeah, that's right. Because there's 2 clubs playing on Saturday, too.
So, Chris, we got about a minute left.
Now, what's going on?
We got about a minute left. Do you have any final words for the fans out there?
For the bands out there now, I can't wait to see everybody. We're coming early. We're coming a couple of days early. We're going to see everything. We're going to be there all 3 nights. I know some people are coming in just to be able to play, and sometimes that's all you can do. We got lucky. Everybody was able to take a couple of days off, and we're coming in really early Thursday morning. I think we get into Milwaukee at 8 in the morning, our flight. So we're looking forward to it. We're going to catch the city, check it out, and then in the evenings, that way we'll be able to see all those bands. We're really looking forward to it.